Hello, everyone. You're about to hear a summarized retelling of the movie Legendary. Enjoy. The story follows Cal Chetley, a quiet, bookish teenager constantly picked on by bullies at school, especially a scruffy rich kid named Billy Barrow. One day, Cal meets Red, an older fisherman, who is disappointed to see that the bespectacled boy doesn't know how to defend himself. At home, Cal's mother, Sharon, notices fresh bruises on him and informs him that she's going out with a new suitor that evening. Cal's father had died in an accident, and he has an older brother, Mike, who Sharon doesn't seem to hold in high regard. Mike used to work on an oil rig but recently lost his job. Cal tells his mom he's staying late at school for extra classes, but in truth, he sneaks off to the gym. Though he's intrigued by wrestling, he lacks confidence and waits until everyone is left before stepping onto the mat. That same day, Cal sees his eccentric friend Luli flashing boys in exchange for money. Shocked, he tells her to stop, saying they've known each other too long for that. Cal then confides in her that he wants to join the wrestling team. His father was a college champion, and Mike was a national-level wrestler. Cal hopes to enlist Mike's help. After discovering he weighs 62 kilograms, Cal finally builds up the courage to approach Coach Tennant about joining the team. The coach agrees and pairs him with Billy Barrow. Billy doesn't go easy on him, slamming Cal hard to the ground. But Cal, to everyone's surprise, retaliates with an elbow to Billy's face. The scuffle has to be broken up at dinner. Sharon senses something's wrong when Cal refuses gravy. When Cal reveals that he's joined the wrestling team, she's furious. Wrestling, she says, stole her husband's and older son's lives. It consumed them with strict diets and endless obsession. She tells Cal he's no match for the sport, calling him a frail scarecrow. Thanks for the reminder, Cal replies. He admits he's wrestling to reconnect with Mike. Luli kisses Cal and teases him about wearing tight spandex, clearly fond of him. Inspired, Cal travels to see Mike, who now lives alone in a rundown house. Mike isn't thrilled to see him. Cal asks for wrestling guidance, but Mike brushes him off, saying any coach could teach him the basics. Maybe we'll cross paths again, Mike mutters, making it clear he wants distance. Sharon later visits Coach Tennant and pleads with him to stop Cal's training. But the coach believes the boy deserves a chance and insists wrestling isn't to blame for Mike's problems. Meanwhile, Red finds Cal and listens as the teen confesses he's unsure about continuing. Maybe wrestling was just an excuse to connect with Mike. That evening, Cal watches a fellow wrestler in his weight class get brutally injured, making him nervous. Still, Cal proceeds to weigh in and compete. His opponent mocks his skinny frame, and during the match, Cal is dominated and even suffers an eye injury. The next day, Luli informs Mike that Cal has been competing. Sharon, unaware of the depth of Cal's commitment, tells Luli she thinks she's a good match for her son. But Cal's mind is still focused on wrestling. He can't quit because he's the only one in his category. After a string of losses, Cal's spirit begins to break. Meanwhile, Mike gets into a bar fight and is arrested. Billy humiliates Cal by shoving a newspaper in his face with the story of Mike's arrest. Feeling defeated, Cal considers quitting. But Red convinces him not to give up. His brother might need him just as much as he needs Mike. Luli lends Cal her scooter after a kiss, and he heads to court, where a waitress testifies that Mike didn't start the bar fight. Cal lies to defend Mike, claiming he took over their father's role and that they support each other. Grateful, Mike invites him in and admits that their father's death shattered him. Cal shares how tough it's been growing up as a nerd. Before leaving, Cal gets the surprise of a lifetime. Mike offers to train him. Cal returns home but doesn't tell Sharon about his visit. Mike converts an old hangar into a gym and begins teaching Cal the essentials: speed, balance, and strength. Cal misses a competition, and Coach Tennant warns him not to do it again. Every day after school, Cal trains with Mike, who gives him hands-on instruction. In return, Cal helps Mike find a job at a local plant. Cal hopes Mike will attend one of his matches, but Mike refuses, not wanting to run into Sharon. Mike teaches Cal to use confidence as a weapon, even at the weigh-in. "Yeah, it'll be awkward for you," he says, "but it'll be worse for them." This advice works. Cal earns his first victory and scores for the team. Mike and Red both attend the match in secret. Cal begins to win more often, thanks to his brother's guidance. Regional competitions approach, and Cal doubles down on his training. Luli invites Cal to the school dance. She's no longer flashing anyone. She's maturing. One night, Sharon tells Cal she's proud of him, but hopes he doesn't push too far. Mike brings in Theo, a small but skilled wrestler, to help Cal prep for state championships. When he's not in the gym, Cal is training outdoors, doing pull-ups and runs. Luli chats with Sharon, who gives her tips on finding a good man. For the dance, Luli makes her own dress. At the party, Billy mocks her, offering $5 for another flash, and even unbuttons her dress. Cal has had enough and slams Billy to the floor. The moment ruins the night, but it deepens his bond with Luli. They kiss afterward. That night, Mike nearly falls back into old habits at a bar, but resists temptation. As he leaves, some thugs ambush him outside. He fights back, but ends up injured and arrested again. Cal is shocked when Mike doesn't show up for training. Sharon tells Cal Mike called drunk from jail, but Cal doesn't believe it. He's seen Mike sober every day. When Sharon confronts Cal about his lies, he says it was the only way to maintain contact with Mike. Sharon visits Mike and confesses she pulled away from him out of fear. She also reveals that Mike was driving the day their father died. He insisted they go out despite icy roads, and he's blamed himself ever since. Sharon lost both husband and son that day. Later, the team travels to compete at the state championship. Cal does well in the tournament, reaching the semifinals, but he's oddly unhappy, missing his brother. Sharon asks Mike to help. She admits that 8 years ago, she failed him by blaming him for something he didn't deserve. Before the semifinal, Cal nearly flees, panicking. But Red finds him and reminds him that success isn't just about winning. It's about not quitting. Cal finds his strength and shows up for the match. Though he's overpowered at first, he gives it everything he has. Then he spots Mike in the stands. Fueled by hope, he manages to win and injure his opponent, earning his spot in the final. Before the last match, Mike gives Cal final advice and is surprised to learn that Cal listens to opera before matches. Luli gives Cal a robe she made, and a friend helps create a dramatic entrance with fireworks. The opposing team is stunned. In the final, Cal faces his first ever opponent, the state's top wrestler. Only now does Cal realize Red was once his father's coach. As the match begins, the commentator announces the presence of 3-time state champion Mike Chetley. The battle is tough, and Cal falls behind. At the climax, he executes the reverse cradle. He doesn't manage to pin his opponent before time runs out, and the score ends 9-11. Cal loses, but he holds his head high. He's earned the respect of his team, his family, and even Billy Barrow. Red reflects on the promise he once made to Cal's father to look after his family, and now he knows he's fulfilled it.
Keep an eye on the boys.